Bailey's Story, Chapter 10. Smokey had been sitting against the other side of the door, probably laughing at my struggles with the knob. But when the door swung open, he definitely wasn't laughing anymore. His pupils grew dark and he turned and fled. Of course, I followed, skittering around a corner and barking when he jumped up onto a counter. It was much better in the house than in the garage. It was warmer and it smelled nicer. And best of all, there was a long flat box lying on the counter. Last night's pizza dinner had been delivered in that box, and Ethan had let me have his crust. Delicious! I jumped up to pat the box with my front paw, and it tumbled easily to the floor. I ate it. Well, all of it that I could, and I shredded the parts that were too tough to chew. Smokey watched, looking disgusted, but I knew he was just jealous. Then I ate the cat food in his bowl, licking it shiny, just as I did when I played clean the plates with Ethan. Normally I wasn't allowed to get up on the couch, but I figured that the usual rules didn't apply now, since I was here in the house by myself. So I hopped up and settled in for a nice nap in the sun, on warm cushions that smelled of Ethan and Mom and Dad. Unfortunately, they smelled of Smokey too. I couldn't do anything about that. Sometime later, I realized that the sun had moved. What a nuisance! I stretched and wriggled into a new sunny spot. Then I heard a faint creak. I knew that sound well. It meant that one of the kitchen cupboards was opening. I jumped off the couch, shook myself, and hurried into the kitchen to see what was happening. Smokey was on the counter again, and he had carefully reached up with one paw and opened a cupboard. I didn't know he could do that. Then he did something even more interesting. He jumped right inside the cupboard. For the first time, I thought that there might be some good in being as small as a cat. Smokey shifted inside the cupboard and looked down at me as if he were thinking. I nibbled an itch at the base of my tail.